Hey everyone and welcome back to the channel. One of my first ever videos of Sydney Olympic Park, I made a little cooking tutorial before I went for the ride. I was trying out a new recipe, so I thought why not just chuck it into this video and maybe you guys will enjoy it. But before I get started, what the absolute cooked is Thailand MasterChef. Those intro graphics look like they were made by a high school kid. Anyway, so my missus found this new recipe on Instagram and she said it was pretty easy to cook, so I thought why not just smash it out before supper. All you need is some chicken sausage, some pasta, kale, parmesan cheese, garlic and butter. And then you just essentially just cook them all together and mix it up. And it's actually really easy to make. So it was a good little meal before SOP, and maybe I'll just drop the link to the recipe below. Anyway, let's get into the ride now.
Welcome to another Sydney Olympic Park. We're back for 2023. We've got a group of 5 here. With me, that'll make 6. And the goal today is not to get dropped. So I'm going to try and sit in as much as possible, conserve energy, and then we'll see how we go. Fitness is definitely not up there, so I'm going to have to be a bit more strategic.
If you've got twig legs like me, riding in a group like this is all about maximizing your efficiency. That means saving as many watts as possible and getting all those marginal gains in. So the biggest thing you can do is drafting, and you can see here in the video that I always try and sit about half a meter off the back of the other person's wheel. That's because you get the maximum benefit. The other thing is the person you're sitting behind, and you'll see in most of the videos I'm always sitting behind Clifton because he's by far the biggest rider, therefore giving the biggest draft benefit. Another thing you can do is cornering. If the person in front of you isn't super confident for cornering, you can let a little gap open up, and that means when you come out of the corner you don't have to surge as much because you just go straight onto their wheel. The last tip I have is that when you do have a turn on the front, just don't blow yourself up. Ride within your limit and only ride for as long as you want to. You can always just pull off, sit in the back and recover, and then come and have another turn on the front when you're ready. Oh, cream delivery. Thank you, sir.
Nice.
Cheers. They kind of like have contact for a bit longer than usual.
I guess a bit sticky.
Yeah.
Cut.
Yeah, cut. Alright, so just a little bit of a ride recap for tonight. Tonight was super fun. Actually ended up being pretty well organized. Louis, that's the guy you can see, he's in the white grey map jersey. He did an awesome job of just keeping everyone in line. Pretty much what he told us to do was just go single pace line. Everyone just rode within their limit and then just pulled off the front whenever they got tired. And the result of that was we ended up being super fast. Faster than I think a rolling pace line, because everyone surges so much. So at the end of the ride, my average speed on the Garmin was 36.1 k an hour, and that's after I did one warm-up lap. So it's easily going to be about 36.5, which is I think just as fast as my fastest stop last year.
Josh from the future here. So I'm sitting at my computer and I'm going through all the data and the stats from the ride, and there's actually some really interesting things here. So on the screen here, I'm showing the whole ride excluding the warm-up, and you can actually see that the average speed was 37.1 kilometers an hour, which is actually super fast for us. The average power was 199 watts and normalized power was 224 watts. Now I want to compare this to my fastest SOP ride in 2022. I did this near the end of the year, and we averaged at 36.8 kilometers per hour. And to do that, I had to do an average watts of 202 watts and a normalized power of 230. The thing I really want to point out here is the big difference in normalized power. The ride we've just done has lower normalized power than the one that I did last year, but our speed was faster. So what's the reason for this? Well, the reason is because the riding was a lot more smooth. Most of the time we do rolling turns. That's two parallel trains, one moving slower and one moving faster. The front person from the front train overtakes onto the slow train, and in the slow train you can recover your energy. The problem is, since most of us are pretty inexperienced, there's a lot of surging as the fast train goes too fast and the slow train is always trying to keep up. The front person in the slow train should be moving just slow enough, maybe about 10% slower than the fast train, to allow the next person to overtake and come in front of him. In reality, things just don't work out like this. People aren't experienced enough to make a really smooth train, or people just haven't done enough group riding. The single pace line is much more simple. People only ride on the front for as long as they can before pulling off to the back, and it just ends up being a much more smooth ride.
So that was lots of fun. It was also really good to meet Alex and Justin. That's some two guys who connected through to this group and to this ride through the YouTube channel. It's great to meet you guys in person. So yeah, you know, if you guys feel like joining, we're always here on Tuesday nights, so feel free to come along. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.